Today on the CTV News at 5, Alberta's rat problem might be bigger than originally thought. Officials are scrambling after a rat's nest was found at the Medicine Hat landfill. Plus, making the grade, what Albertans think of Premier Alison Redford's stand against sharing oil revenues with BC. And the coolest cop ever will be performing live for the first time since this video went viral. We'll tell you when and where.
CTV News with Daryl Rummold.
Good afternoon. A year after former Vancouver Canuck Rick Rippon passed away, family, friends, and teammates are carrying on his dream. The 27-year-old was set to start the new season with the Winnipeg Jets when he tragically took his own life. As Alicia Fieldberg reports, his goal of connecting kids with hockey is continuing in his hometown.
These young players are playing alongside hockey stars to remember the life of another hockey star. Family and friends are honoring NHLer Rick Rippon in his hometown arena, where he played minor hockey, taught skills camps, and was laid to rest last year. The 27-year-old battled depression and was found dead in his Coleman home on August 15th of 2011. The community is keeping his legacy alive by continuing the hockey camp he used to coach.
We're all keeping it going for Rick. You know, this was really important to him, and it was a big part of his summers when he came home.
Several NHL players, including Rippon's close friend and teammate Kevin Bieksa, traveled to Crow's Nest Pass for a tribute game. They also mentored players in the local kids sport chapter.
He loved kids and he loved hockey and he loved to give back to the community. So, you know, it's a small thing for myself to come out here with the other players and you know, carry on his legacy.
For the youngsters involved, it's a dream come true. Most were coached by Rippon in camps.
He would come out to our practices and help us try and get to the highest goal.
Now they can continue that training and play alongside even more of their hockey heroes.
Seeing him come down, you know, it's guys you look up to and like someone you aspire to be when you get older, and it's pretty neat.
It's not just hitting the ice with NHLers. 42 young players are literally geared up for hockey with all new sets of equipment donated by the NHL Players Association in Rippon's honor.
I think it's important that we give opportunities like this to kids that may not have had the chance before without this funding or equipment.
He was definitely a big influence on them and still is today.
Family and friends started the Ricky Rip Foundation to continue Rippon's dream of supporting local talent and helping people go after their passions. The kids involved in this year's camp hope these opportunities can take them all the way.
Because we want to be an NHL player.
Alicia Fieldberg, CTV News, Crow's Nest Pass.
Thank you, Alicia. Money raised will go to the Ricky Rip Foundation. It supports local talent in arts, sports, and school, and people with illness or injuries. Alberta Liberal leader Raj Sherman wants to see the Castle Special Place west of Pincher Creek designated a park. Sherman, who was visiting southern Alberta this week, is calling for an end to clear-cut logging in the region. Earlier this week, Alberta Wilderness Association released documents showing logging was approved with minimal opportunity for input by fish and wildlife staff. The documents obtained through a Freedom of Information application show fish and wildlife staff have concerns over the impact logging could have on grizzly bears, sensitive fish habitats, and salamanders.
And it will endanger the wildlife. It will endanger the watershed. When we were here last year, we proposed that the Castle area be declared a provincial park. We don't need to clear-cut toothpick trees in the Castle area, and I'm disappointed in how the government has dealt with this. They've not been forthright and open.
Environmental groups will be meeting with Environment and Sustainable Resources Minister Diane McQueen August 23rd, to discuss the Castle region. A new poll shows Albertans like Premier Alison Redford's tough stand against sharing oil revenues with BC. The poll conducted by Think HQ's Public Affairs shows 68% of people asked support Redford's position on the issue. The war of words began between the two premiers last month when BC Premier Christy Clark said the province wouldn't get enough economic benefit from the proposed Northern Gateway pipeline project in comparison to the environmental risk. The proposed pipeline would stretch between Edmonton and Kitimat, BC. The poll found a majority of Albertans wouldn't even consider sharing revenues if it meant the project would fail.
They're quite familiar with the specifics of it, and they think it's important to Alberta's future. But when put in the position of changing sort of the nature of Canadian federalism, they're not signed up for that.
However, the poll also found Albertans are sympathetic to BC's position, but respondents feel BC should be talking to Enbridge rather than the Alberta government about more fair financial compensation. So far, our calls to Enbridge have not been returned. Not only is Alberta no longer rat-free, the problem appears to be more widespread than originally thought. Alberta officials are scrambling after a rat's nest was found at a Medicine Hat landfill. Over 80 of the rodents have been found and killed since their initial discovery earlier this month. Traps have been set up throughout the landfill to capture any others, and infrared cameras are in place to track any movements. We'll have more on this story coming up tonight on our news at 6. We've got a hot weekend ahead. Even armadillo could live in southern Alberta in these temperatures. Not that they are in southern Alberta.
You're trying to trick me up there, aren't you, Daryl? Yeah, it is a warm one, though. You've got that right. Medicine Hat, you folks could hit 34 degrees for a high tomorrow, and we're going to be in the 30s as well. I'll give you all the hot details coming up, even for armadillos, in just a couple of minutes.
Thank you, Dory. Coaldale residents will soon be able to take advantage of curbside recycling. Starting October 1st, residents will receive a blue bin to be used for recyclables. The town decided to implement the new program in the hopes of reducing waste and decreasing tipping fees. There is no extra cost because of a third-party contractor. Residents aren't required to sort out the items, but they are asked to place them inside a clear plastic bag before putting them in the bin. Many people living in Coaldale say they're looking forward to getting started.
We've got relatives, as I said, in Austria and in Germany, and they've actually got, like I said, different containers for glass, for metals, for house refuse. So I think it's a good idea.
Well, I think it's a good idea. It saves us a lot of work running to the recycle bins all the time, and this way we just put it all in one bin and it's picked up and it's out of our way. And it's going to where it needs to go, and it's not going into the garbage.
The garbage and recycling bins will be emptied each week on separate days. A central recycling site will be available for recyclables that are too large for household bins. A Coaldale school is adding a renewable energy into the classrooms. A wind turbine is now installed at St. Joseph's School. It's one of 10 schools in the province that have added renewable energy projects like wind turbines and solar energy systems into their facilities. The new additions will be worked into the school's curriculums. School officials say it's a great opportunity for students to better understand and embrace and promote as well as the renewable energy sources in their future. Paleontologists from the Royal Tyrrell Museum have announced a major discovery. A nearly complete Triceratops skeleton has been found near Drumheller, almost in the Royal Tyrrell's backyard. Scientists say that the skeleton will help them learn more about the creature and how it once called Alberta home. Reg Hampton reports.
He's posted to the Royal Tyrrell Museum, but paleontologist Francois Terrien spends many of his days out in the Badlands, looking for fossils. When we were with him, he found a tooth from a T-Rex.
If you find a tooth or a bone, you are probably the first human being to see that bone since that animal died 67 million years ago. That's just an eerie feeling. It's really exciting.
But the little tooth is routine compared to what was discovered recently when a road crew cut through the side of a hill. A pile of bone spread out in a relatively small area belonging to a very large Triceratops. There are ribs, vertebrae, and likely parts of a skull. It's a rare and important find.
It will be of great significance for comparative studies to look at the animals that are found in Saskatchewan, those that are found in Montana, and versus what we have here in Alberta. Are they the same species? Are there small differences? So that's why the Alberta specimen here is key.
There is a Triceratops skeleton on display at the museum, but it's a reproduction of a dinosaur found in Montana. Now, Alberta scientists have their own specimen. No one knows exactly what they looked like, but this is a Triceratops display at a U.S. museum. Terrien says discoveries continue to help scientists paint a picture of the creatures that roamed the earth long before humans came along.
That's why we keep going back, because you never know what new fossil is going to be coming out of the rocks, and we don't know everything about dinosaurs.
Pieces of the Alberta Triceratops will start going on display this fall. Reg Hampton, CTV News, near Drumheller.
Thank you, Reg. The Triceratops and T-Rex both lived at the end of the age of the dinosaur. A tractor pull, threshing demonstration, and antique display highlight the long list of events scheduled for Picture Butte and Jamboree Days this weekend. Organizers have been busy getting the old tractors revved up and ready for the three-day celebration, which starts tonight at 6 p.m. It starts with the tractor pull at Coyote Flats of Pioneer Village, located 2 kilometers south of Picture Butte on Highway 843. The Jamboree Days parade starts at 11 tomorrow. The village is now open for the threshing show and antique display. It'll be on Saturday and Sunday as well. This will be the 30th annual.
We ask everybody to step back in time a little bit here, and you'll see a little bit of everything. There's going to be some ice cream making, some butter making, and this year we're featuring the Year of the Pioneer Woman, honoring our mothers and grandmothers for all the work that they had to do. They kind of took a back seat, and the men were always up front, but the ladies, if it hadn't have been for the ladies, we probably wouldn't be where we're at today.
How true. Tonight's event is free, but during the rest of the weekend, there will be a $10 admission for anyone 15 years of age or older. The University of Lethbridge Recital Hall has been bursting with song and dance this week. 43 young performers from across Western Canada have been taking part in the 4th annual Southern Alberta Vocal Experience. The program offers singers between 13 and 20 the opportunity to study and perform in close collaboration with established artists, teachers, and vocal coaches.
You know, I really like that I get to work with a whole bunch of different people and with all the different instructors, because you can get different opinions on the singing.
I really love coming back every year and hearing the change in everyone's voices and hearing how they've all grown.
You get to learn so much about your own voice, but also learn about the distinctiveness of everyone else's voice as well. So that's what keeps me coming back.
We have such a passionate arts community here in Lethbridge, so to have the organizers make this available for kids is incredible.
The experience will end this weekend with a pair of public performances, including a concert tonight at 7:30 and the final gala One Enchanted Evening tomorrow night, also at 7:30 at the U of L Recital Hall. And here's a good one for you. The Coolest Cop Ever is performing publicly for the very first time this weekend. Constable Doug Sokolowski gained notoriety after this video was posted on YouTube showing him rocking out with a group of campers. The video, shot over the Canada Day weekend, has almost 900,000 views. On Saturday, Constable Sokolowski will perform during the 60th anniversary of the Pincher Creek Parade. The parade will begin at 11 o'clock and run down Main Street. Other special guests include Premier Alison Redford and Livingston McLeod MLA Pat Steer. Now, as we go to break, let's check out today's closing numbers.